Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. Before we get started, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is every Tuesday. This is a Nespresso-centric channel, so if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. We cover the Vertuo line and the original line of the Nespresso coffees. So this week's video will also be the behind the scenes video for the patrons. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check out the patron section. There will be a behind the scenes video. For better or for worse, it starts from the beginning of us setting up till the end when we finish out this video. It'll be an unedited version, so you'll get to see all the blunders and retakes and missteps and everything else that go on during the videos. We're gonna do a brand new contest. What I'd like you guys to do is take a photo of your coffee bar area or your coffee area that you prepare your Nespresso coffees at. Submit that to nespressowinner@gmail.com. We'll vet the photos. Please do not use any photo that appears anywhere else on any social media. So if you've posted even recently a photo to Facebook or Instagram or any other form of social media or on the internet, that photo will be disqualified. It needs to be a brand new, unique photo for you. Then we'll put all those photos together that qualify, and then we're gonna have everybody vote on them. Whoever's photo or coffee bar area is the podhead family of YouTube, whoever is the favorite, you win automatically your choice of coffee. So this will be for US and Canada again only. So submit your coffee bar area to nespressowinner@gmail.com. Whoever the family votes on, that will be the winner. You get your choice of coffee. That also is in addition to the other contest that's going with every single video where you're listening for the word that does not fit. That could be this video. You never know. All right, moving on to the coffee that was voted in by the patrons again this week. This was Master Origins Costa Rica. So let's take a look at what they say. The aromatic profile. The one-of-a-kind process of fermentation in hot spring waters brings about a remarkably balanced and clean taste in the coffee. Master Origins Costa Rica is full-bodied but mellow. A malty-sweet cereal note runs through it with crystal clarity. Interesting. That sounds really good. It's the Origin, a group of AAA farmers selectively handpicked this coffee in Costa Rica's Central Highlands. Imagine some of the country's richest scenery, rainforest, volcanoes, hills and valleys lined with coffee plants and sugarcane. And then in one of the oldest communities in Costa Rica, Orosai's Mineral Hot Spring, I'm probably messing that word up. They bring the thermal waters down to the coffee wet mill and use it once and only once to soak the pulped coffee for 12 hours. That sounds very interesting. Hopefully I said those right, but let's take a look at the pods here. Oh man, it kind of almost looks like the Odaccio. I think it has that same kind of blue. Costa Rica around the front of it there. On the bottom, there's your pod. Kind of a teal blue with the Costa Rica writing. Costa Rica on the bottom of it. Roastiness 4. Acidity 1, bitterness 3, body 4. That sounds great. Intensity is 7, and it's a Grand Lungo pour of 5.07 ounces. Wow. Master Origins, Costa Rica, let's go brew a cup. Costa Rica, round 1. Let's get this going. Okay, this is done brewing here. Smelled absolutely wonderful while it was going. Ooh. It kind of smells like, that's weird. It has almost a, almost like a cereal, like earthy smell to it. Very interesting. They say level 7. Judging from the color alone, yeah, it's easily that. Judging from the color, I might raise it up a little higher, but man, that smells delicious. Let's go give this a taste. All right, I did just look back really quick. It is malty and cereal, and they talk about sweet. It's got, yeah, that's probably what that is. It's got a little bit of a sweet note to it. So I'm just gonna blend in a little bit of the crema here. All right, Costa Rica, round 1. Let's give it a taste. That's, with the initial taste, that's pretty good. It has a, I'm not sure what I'm reading here. Malty and cereal. There's something malty about it. I think that's definitely coming through. It's got a bit of a bite. They said on, what was the bitterness on it? Bitterness 3. Last week we had the coffee that was at 4, but the acidity was at 1, and the bitterness really wasn't bad, that aged Sumatra. This one's saying the bitterness is at 3, and I don't know if it's the malty part that's coming through or if it's just the bitterness, but it's got a substantial afterbite. It's got a potent afterbite. The smell is very pleasant when you bring it up to get a drink, and then the flavor's pleasant, but that afterbite is, yeah, it's got a little bit of almost like a drying effect on the sides of my mouth. It's kind of interesting, the mouthfeel. It talks about the body. It feels like they said body 4. It feels heavier. It feels almost kind of syrupy. That would be the best way I could describe it. Yeah, it's got a very heavy, it's a heavier, thicker bodied coffee. The roastiness is at a level 4, the bitterness is at level 3, but it's a heavier cup of coffee. It almost has a little bit, like I said, like a little bit of a drying, almost like when I described like a wine, like the I think somebody said it was tannins in the wine that kind of creates that drying effect. That's a little bit what this has. The coffee overall is very good. The aftertaste is a little bit, it's a little bit bitter. It's got a decent amount of bite. The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm pulling out kind of what's going on in there. It's got a reasonable amount of bite to it, even though they're saying this is 3 and last week's aged Sumatra was 4, but yet we had almost no bitterness. This one could be the combination of the bitterness and the roastiness and that malty note. It's got a good amount of bite to it. They really don't give us a second way of doing this, but I think adding a few ounces of milk possibly to it and maybe kind of turning it into, I don't know, some kind of a latte or something. I'm kind of almost wondering what it would do if we added like 2.5 ounces of water and almost turn it into like a full cup of coffee, but like an Americano. Just adding like 2.5 ounces of water. Let's go round 2. Let's go brew another cup. Costa Rica, round 2. We're gonna do this one as an Americano. So let's get this guy going. Then in here I have, as close as I could get it, 2.5 ounces of purified water. I'm gonna put that in there and get that on the normal heating. Okay, we got coffee's done, water's done. So we'll add in that 2.5 ounces. So that in theory should take us up to basically a regular cup of coffee. We got 7.6 ounces. So let's go give it a taste. I'm just gonna fold this in just a little bit. Get some of the crema back in. All right, Costa Rica with 2.5 ounces of water. Let's give it a taste. That's not bad. A lot of that, yeah. A lot of that heaviness that this one had. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's dramatically different. They're both good. This one has quite a bit of bite. It's not bad. It's honestly very pleasant. It's got a great flavor. It's got quite a bit of bitter for the aftertaste. Now, whether that's the roastiness, the malt, bitterness, I'm not sure what exactly is coming through, but it's got a reasonable amount of bitter bite afterwards. This has kind of tapered it off. Just kind of a good cup of coffee. That would be very pleasant. That gives me hope for, I really think a milk one will work out well. Yeah. I think a milk one is gonna work out well. So let's go round 3 and let's do basically the same thing. I think what we'll do is we'll go to 3 ounces of milk. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Costa Rica, round 3. Let's go brew another cup. Costa Rica, round 3. Let's get the coffee going. We got that one going. Now I have 3 ounces of milk, so I'm gonna add that into here. And again, I really don't need the froth. We're just using the milk for taste. So I'm gonna leave it on the lowest setting for heat. All right, so the coffee's done. Our milk is done. Kind of think this is going to be pretty good. Ooh, looks nice. We got Costa Rica, 3 ounces of milk, tree trunk. Let's go give it a taste. We got a little bit of a layer separation here. Kind of neat. Must have at least some oil in it because it separated pretty quickly between us brewing it and coming over here and setting up for the next shot. Blend this in real quick here. Costa Rica with 3 ounces of milk. Let's give it a taste. That one's not bad. The maltiness is back. Oddly enough, the bitterness has made a return, which kind of surprises me because yeah, it's got a distinct, is that a cereal note? Yeah, there's so a little bit of the bitter is back where it seemed like the water here kind of mellowed that part out. It doesn't appear that the milk has accomplished the same thing. This one seems like the bitterness is a little bit back now. That little bit of drying feeling is back. But the cereal notes, the overall flavor now is shifted heavily towards those malty notes and an aftertaste with the bitter, of cereal. So this honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. This one's pretty good. Yeah, overall, this is all pretty good all the way around. Yeah, the drying effect on my tongue, I'm not a super huge fan of, but the flavor is pretty good. So let's see what they're doing here. Costa Rica, unfortunately, when I'm recording this, is out of stock. $1.10 a pod. So they're really not commanding a premium for it. I guess it is a bit of a premium since it isn't actually a full cup of coffee. We always have to go back to what's the main use, and that was that Gran Lungo, which is kind of cold now. This was pretty good flavors. It's got a little bit of that tannin or drying. Even though they don't list the bitterness there, it could be the roastiness, whatever's coming through. It's pretty powerful. It's got a decent amount of bitter or roastiness or something bite, if you will, coming through at the end. Not unpleasant, just know it's there. And then that drying effect. With 2.5 ounces of water, honestly pretty good. That just kind of mellowed this guy out almost perfect. I don't know, this was pretty good. With this one here, the bitterness came back. You have some of that cereal notes come through, but overall pretty good. I think what I'll rate this is a purchase. 3 out of 5 pods. It kind of almost falls in between the two for me. It should be like a 3.5 pod out of 4 or out of 5. It's not quite a 4, it's not quite a 3. It just kind of sits in the middle. So I think what I'll do is I'll say a 3 out of 5 pod rating. It's good, but nothing remarkable. It's just good. So I think that's where we'll leave it. We'll leave it at 3 out of 5 pods. That'll bring us to a close of another video. I thank you so much for your time. And if you would like to see any coffee reviewed, providing it's with the original line or the virtual line, drop that down in the comments. I'll do my best to get it out to you. For all of my patrons who are watching from the eye in the sky for this video and have tirelessly supported me for months and months and months. I thank you all. For my new patrons that came on this week, thank you. And I hope you continue to enjoy being here and just always find that it's a pleasant place and a great place to get your coffee reviews and spend some time. And I thank each and every one of you. For my YouTube family and patrons, you guys have your tasks. Take a picture of your coffee bar, make sure it's yours and that it's a unique new photo that cannot be found somewhere else on the internet. I have to stress that. This will be for US and Canada only. We'll collect all of the photos up until, let's say, Saturday. That will be Saturday the 17th of October. We'll collect all of them there. Then we'll put it out for next week's video. We'll show the photos. We'll get them online, let the pod heads vote, and whoever receives the most votes, that'll be the winner, and you'll receive your choice of coffee, along with the contest, which, was there a secret word in here? I don't know. You'll have to go back and listen, see if this video was one of the secret word videos. Until next Tuesday, have a great rest of your day.